Good morning and welcome to A-1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Tuesday, June 17th. In today's episode of Sucking the Marrow Out of It.
Yeah, so
We used to have a neighbor that, and this is when the kids were much younger, and so were we. And he was like, we'd work all day and then we'd load the kids up. We had a van and we'd take off for the weekend and go camping for 4 days. And then we'd come back and get right back to work. And he was like, I don't know what you guys are doing, but you're sucking the marrow out of it. And lately, I feel like we've been sucking the marrow out of it.
I feel like it's sucking the marrow out of us.
Mainly you. I haven't felt that bad. Although I totally crashed on
Well, so this weekend
Saturday night.
We our kids turned 20.
Today.
Oh my God, it's their birthday. We're not with them. Kai's at work because he's a big boy now.
Because he's a working man.
Did you say happy birthday to him this morning? You did? Okay.
Although he was so stressed out that I don't know if he
woke
paid
up
attention
late.
at all.
Yeah, he woke up late. So we had a party for them they had a party for them. It was basically...
We were like, we'll pay for it, but you guys got to plan it.
Yeah, so it was probably the least involved party we've ever had for them, right? I mean, they're 20. We have one kid that could care less. And then we have one kid that invited 22 people over.
Which is so funny that our introverted child is the one that loves a good party.
He loves to have a good party. And I tried to even be downstairs as little as possible for that. I was like, oh, hey, everyone. And then try to disappear for it. And then the next day, we worked. It was Saturday, so we worked and then we went home to the party. And then the next day we got up and we drove Violet to San Francisco.
That was 2 days ago.
Yes.
We took her out for a beautiful Father's Day dinner.
Yeah, we did. We went to, what's that restaurant called?
Skoma's.
We went to Skoma's. You know Skoma's?
I do know Skoma's. I lived in Berkeley, remember, when I was a kid?
Oh, yeah. So we were at Skoma's, and yeah, it was an eat fest. We left and we went to Sacramento and stopped there and ate at a fantastic Thai restaurant.
Yeah, shout out to
House of Thai.
House of Thai.
It was fantastic.
It was awesome.
And then we got to the Bay and we went to Skoma's and we ate so much. And then Patrick said he thought the gods were saying we should go out and get dessert because the dessert place was open until 11.
Yeah, it was late. And then I was like, it's gonna be closed. We can't go. And then we looked, and I was like, it's open till 11. That's a message that we need to go.
Yes. So we went. We went, and we wanted to try everything. So we'll get one of that, and one of that.
And then we ate all of it.
It was delicious. So, and then Patrick and Violet drove. I went home, right? I went back to the hotel room to do a little bit of work. And then Patrick...
You got it messed up. We went after dinner. And you went back to the hotel.
Yeah, after dinner. Yeah.
Not after dessert.
No, I didn't say after dessert. I went.
Okay.
I went back, and because I had to do some work, and then those two went, and then they got a scooter. I said, Violet, were you scared? Because Patrick was trying to convince me that I should get a scooter and that we should take the scooter to the dessert place. And I was like, there's no way I am taking it. Can you imagine me? I would have died. I would have gotten confused with my brake and my throttle, and I would have died.
They're two different devices.
I don't know. I still would have gotten them confused. So we ended up tell them what we took.
Oh, we took a Waymo, a driverless taxi.
We
There
were
and
the
back.
driverless taxi. No driver.
And it was a good experience.
It was great. Like, not jerky, very safe, drove the speed limit.
Drove pretty aggressively, actually. Like, through a yellow light.
Yeah,
and
instead of
like,
through the
and
yellow
then,
light.
And around a car at one point.
I couldn't even believe it. I felt like I was in Back to the Future. Because it had like a thing on it that went like this, didn't it? Like in the front.
Well, it's got like radar.
Yes. I mean, maybe it didn't spin like that, but that's what it felt like. So, yeah. And we took the Waymo there and back. And it says, "Hello, Patrick Mulligan."
It may feel like you're in the future.
I just was like, oh
Skynet is going live.
What's Skynet?
It's the evil computer entity from the Terminator.
Yeah. It was, but it was, I mean, yeah. What if it was evil? It could just take us and kidnap us and then drive us off a cliff.
These are the things that Jeannie worries about.
I never want to get in it again. I didn't even think about that as a possibility. But yeah, it was kind of cool though. I was like, wow, is this like the future? This is the future. So, good morning.
So,
What's
but then on our drive home yesterday, Jeannie was like, she made a comment, and I was like, well, the quilt show was just last week, and she was like, and then and then we were like, and
Coldplay was 2 weeks
Coldplay
ago.
was the week before. And in 2 weeks, we're going to Asia.
Yeah, it's just
It's
life.
tiring.
Life just goes on, and and then I didn't go, so they went to Alcatraz, which has been on my bucket list of things to do, and I've been experiencing a little bit of vertigo, so which I've never had before. So, anyways, they went to Alcatraz, and there were baby seagulls everywhere. Did you know baby seagulls are speckled? They're like black
They're like
and white.
cookies and cream.
They're like cookies and cream.
They're like fuzzy little cookies and cream.
So they went to Alcatraz, and I just slept until like noon yesterday.
And all I could think of was, mine, mine,
Yeah.
mine, mine.
So and then we dropped Violet off, our baby. I can't believe she's probably still in the air and about to land.
No,
So-
she lands at like 11:30.
So she's gonna land in a couple of hours, and we'll call her and make sure that she got there okay. She's getting into Cree at 4 a.m. And then yeah, I can't believe our baby's overseas for her birthday.
She missed her birthday.
She had her birthday.
She
in the-
crossed the international date line and went from the 16th to the 18th. So she missed her birthday. I mean, she in the air is where her birthday is.
So I wanted to get back early because if you were in the sewing class, so are we just always just struggling? I feel like. So we've been trying to film with a new camera system, and I set them all to record in the on the local computer where normally we record in the cloud. And I didn't know I had to actually start the recording. So if you were in my Avenir sewing class, which I thought was so much fun, thank you so much for doing that with us.
And they said you got a really good shout out on Power Tools with
Oh,
threads.
That
for
is
your
so
class.
wonderful. We love them. I don't even know Becky. I think Becky and I
I
should
keep going.
meet
We
and-
should reach out to Becky.
and we should be friends. But
Well, and then the other day she pulled something up. She was like, "Oh, Becky for Power," and like, I was like, "Oh, that's Becky," and Jeannie's like, "No, that's not Becky."
yeah, I pulled something up and it was the
It
commercial
was like an
before
ad.
the video.
I was like,
Because I was watching, she's doing Autumn Love, so I was watching that, and then.
well,
but
she's been great. Like, you've learned a ton from her too, huh?
I love Becky. I love Becky because I feel like Becky gets down to business, and I love Becky's dog. And then Becky gives her dog a little treat. Her dog is so much better behaved than my dogs. But I was like, oh, Becky sews with her dog too. But last night I wanted to come home earlier and re-record that video because I did re-record part of it. I did the dual feed foot. I'll send this out to the people that were in the class. The dual feed, I did the quilting, and then I started at the beginning. I wanted to do while it was fresh in my brain, and then I started back at the beginning and started recording last night. So I'll start sending those out, and I'll just do a couple of them every day because I think what I'll do is I'll add additional stuff. Like we didn't do, like I haven't shown you how to do, like there's special things you can do with satin stitches, and maybe we'll do specialty stitch, and we'll throw some things that normally are in that class. We'll throw that in too. So I'll start adding that, and I'll send that to you.
Well, and the like bite-sized pieces are sometimes the right size.
Yeah.
Right-sized is right size. Because all of our customers are always like, it's a lot. It's like,
There's
we call it
so
drinking
much.
from the fire hose. You're like, ah.
Yeah. That's what we do in those there's so much. We want to cover it all. Because, like, I was surprised at how many people had never done directional sewing. Right? How cool was that? Our directional sewing, so awesome. So I am re-recording, and I started a playlist last night. But my whole point is I wanted to come home. I wanted to ditch Violet at the airport early. After we ate lunch.
I was having so much fun with Violet.
I was like,
it was such a
in my head, I was like,
experience.
let's drop her off at the airport now, so we can get home. But this is what Violet does. She'll look at you, and then she lowers her head, and then she'll say something, and you know you're kind of in trouble. You better watch it. She's like...
She never does that to me.
She does that all the time.
Not to me.
Yes, she does.
No, she doesn't.
She'll be like, instead of being like, Dad, it's just the lowering of the head kind of changes the intensity in the message. And she's so little. I mean, she's like taller than me, but she's so like little. But you don't want to mess with her. You don't want to mess with Violet. Oh my God. So.
God.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I just showed Jeannie something really exciting that.
Oh yeah.
Well, don't mention anything yet.
So why would you even talk about it?
Because it's a top secret. How cool is that, though?
Okay, we'll talk about it later on.
We're gonna set it up, and then we'll talk about it.
The beach bag is amazing.
Yeah.
Shh, we're not talking about it.
Okay.
We're not talking about it,
Kind of sounds
but
like
we're
we
gonna
are, though.
talk about it, and it's gonna be awesome. So,
So we
how
were
sweet
reading.
were the Father's Day answers?
There were
Like,
a lot that like brought me to tears. Well, you know why? Because you were like, you could just feel the love, right? Those like, and it wasn't always like these outrageous moments. They were like these.
the simple ones.
Yeah, they were just like a simple moment that just stuck out to you that meant so much for you about your dad. And it was so sweet. So, yeah, we did read some of those. We sat and read like a lot of them, and there were like ones that kind of like made us choke up a little bit. They were really, really sweet. So, thanks for sharing those, and I hope that brought you some joy just remembering those special moments that you had. And it was really funny, some of the things that you guys made for your dad. Yeah, I absolutely love that, and I love that Patrick asked that. Frito! I didn't know that was Becky's dog's name, but he's super cute. I just love that Frito's part of the feeds too. Tiny, that was part of the. Yes, I do. And so I have a couple of things that'll be top of my queue. Working on my. I gotta put it down here so I remember too. But this morning, by tomorrow, I'll have the our redo for the pillow. Let me see. For the pillow and the table runner kit, I've already repurchased purchased some of that fabric that we need to add. but there will be an addendum to those kits for Americana. And Americana was the one that I showed you that Karen Bowl is going to be doing. And where is it?
So, Tammy, it says it's to arrive today, but the last update was at 8:21. It says it's being processed. It's not showing that it's on the truck, but I don't know how to read that stuff. I think there's a good chance it'll be here today, but it said it was the it says it's
there, it's next to
coming.
you.
What? This? She was wearing overalls from Free People
When?
at the show. You're
No,
like-
I know which ones you're talking about. Those were reproduction flour sack. If
No,
you're
she's talking about the dark ones with the shroom color, which were from Free People.
I wore overalls that were dark
Yeah,
colors.
you wore the one with the like.
No, those are just from. Do you guys? So we grew up with a store in Willimantic. I grew up in Willimantic, Connecticut, and we used to call it a head shop. Is that like?
Oh,
normal?
were those from?
Yeah, I got those from. We have. Is that like normal? Is that? Can I talk about that?
Well, they're called smoke shops now.
Smoke shops. So there was a smoke shop, and I would buy my boyfriend then. He really liked those like pewter like figurines with like a crystal in it or something. So we have one here in town called the Melting Pot, and
We
they
used to have one.
I
here
know,
in
it's the
town
best.
Called the Melting
and
Pot.
you could Reno's the gateway to Burning Man. If you don't know that, this is where like everyone flies in and then they drive out to the playa. So they would sell like really fun clothing, and a lot of it was like, I don't know, just like
Michelle Kelly, a pot store.
yes,
That takes on different meaning in today's world.
yeah,
Pot
it's not like a
stores
dispensary.
actually have pot. These sell glass pipes.
I get glass pipes and kind of hippie clothing.
Kratom and hippie clothing.
Hippie clothing. So I would go in there like once a year and find really fun stuff, and that's where I got those overalls. But then I was wearing another pair of. I'll wear them. Should we do it? What do you call it?
A fit check.
We're gonna do fit checks.
What you got to tell them what you're wearing. Lymphedema sleeve by Lymphedemas.
Lymphedema sleeve by Lymphedema Divas. Yes.
Lymphedivas.
Lymphedivas. I am not tatted up. This is one of my new lymphedema sleeves.
It is not still in business.
What the
melting pot closed.
they closed. Yeah.
What
and
is
unfortunately
is this
Free People, and I had to take it up like this much. It was like dragging on the ground, and it's still long. Okay, you do your fit check.
No. I'm not doing that.
But I'll wear both of the overalls that I wore to the show because they were both really cute. And the reproduction overalls, they are adorable. And you're going to want a pair. I'm going to find them for you online. Okay. So, which smoke shop?
We've already answered all these questions.
But we call
You
them...
mean bongs. Yeah, that's like glass pipes.
Oh
We
my
know
God.
somebody who is now like his own version of a real estate magnate that made his money selling glass pipes.
He made them, right?
He learned how to blow glass and then
Yes.
moved to Northern California and hired a bunch of people and taught him how to blow glass.
And he was a
And
kid that was
he-
kicked out
He
and like
was like a
dumpster diving.
homeless
And,
kid, and they made tons of money selling glass pipes, and he started buying houses, like in like Martha's Vineyard.
yes, isn't that a funny story? Good for you, T. Good for you. So,
He's a little rough around the edges. Might insult your child, but in the sweetest way possible.
he was the one that. So our kids, because I'm tiny. If you've never met me, I'm pretty small. I'm like 5 foot. And anyways, I was not meant to have twins. My twins are frozen embryo transfers. Thank you for modern technology, because that allowed us to have children. We tried everything else. And my kids, they have bad plagiocephaly. Like, you won't notice it because they have hair, but it just means
If
their
you put a
heads-
hat on them,
Yes. Their heads are misshapen.
because they were back to back. So one head is trapezoidal in one direction, and the other head is trapezoidal in the other direction.
Which they struggled, like with a ski helmet, it doesn't sit straight. It'll kind of tilt. Both of them have it tilted to the other side. So I'm like, Kai, please don't lose your hair. Please don't lose your hair. Because you don't notice it with hair, but you kind of would notice it without.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Kai's is worse.
So, I mean, when we were in, even after I'd had them, like, nurses came in and they were like, oh, are these the twins with the plagiocephaly? Like, they came in to see them. But our friend said, what did he say?
The very first time he met the kids,
He asked you, right? He was like, was your head all...
I'm like, Kai kind of has my head shape. And he looks at me and he goes, was your head all effed up too?
Yeah. Oh my God.
And if knowing T, like, that just made me love him even more. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Okay. So I did want to, can you hold a walking foot for me?
Yeah,
And I will be.
Yes.
Okay. And then we will have a class to make them. What did you want to make? Oh, they are so cute. I think you guys have seen it. I wore it one day. Okay, I do want to show you a couple of things, and I think I showed it to you, but now it's up and it's ready. So this is going to be the next tri-stand that Karen Bowl is going to be making, and it's called Live, Love, Laugh, Live Every Moment, Love Beyond Words, Laugh Every Day. And we did use this fabric. Again, this is the Wanderlust fabric that some of you have in your Spring is in the Air kit. So if you want this is the pattern. So we have the pattern up. And I think it's up for $13.60. And then there is a thread kit that I put together that goes with it with like the cutest threads. And I always put the name of the threads up so that if you have them, just use what you have. Or if you want to just get, like, maybe you don't have Tango. I think we're doing Tango, Peacock. What is this one? Mulberry, Tidewater, and Magic Mint. So you probably have a lot of these colors, but they looked so good. So good with the fabric. So adorable. And if you're doing Spring is in the Air, then you'll have them to use for Spring is in the Air too. This is the fabric kit. You're going to have enough fabric to make 2. Oh, you know what we didn't put in here? We didn't put how to cut. I mean, this part's going to be really easy, but I always like to put how to cut your, what's this stuff? Thermolam. So that you'll have enough, because you have to cut strips and then cut them down. So we'll add those. Sorry. Maybe I can add it as a picture. So let me keep that out. So that's going to be up. What else? We got this in. So pretty. So this is Liberty of London, Liberty Fabrics. It's Riley Blake distributes Liberty. Did you know that? Riley Blake distributes Liberty and Lori Holt and Frisk. Is it Frisk? Frisk. But I just got this line, which is called Tudor Celebration, and I got it in 3 different colorways. But it's going to be this gorgeous. Is this? It's so pretty. You know what I loved about this fabric is I was like, we can do custom quilting in this. Like, I always look at fabric like this and go, there's so many different shapes in here that we can do custom quilting. But it comes with, it doesn't come with, but I got it with the coordinating fabric. And I love this because it has, do you see it? Has little spools and thimbles and pin cushions and thread and just, because you would just think it was a floral, but it's not. It's not just floral. And so these go together. So this is going to be like the kind of the blues and the purples. And then I also have it in, oh my God, this one is so pretty. This one's like the lavenders and the yellows are the colors that stand out to me. Aren't those pretty? And they're normally, Liberty fabric is always expensive. So they're, oh my God, this one's so pretty. I'm a blues person, but I think this one's my favorite. I love this one. So normally it's $15.99 and it's on sale for $13.99, but it is so gorgeous.
Well, so if it's on sale for $13.99, it's not 15% off?
I don't know.
Well, meaning
I don't-
we're not discounting it additionally.
No.
Okay. We need to
So,
make sure people know that.
It's pretty. It's really, really pretty. So, yeah, aren't these just like, they're so gorgeous when you look at them. See how gorgeous they are? Aren't those fun? So if you're looking for something fun, a little bit different, then get yourself some of the Liberty. And that's going to be our giveaway today. We're going to give a yard of each one of these away.
Okay.
So, so it's like $90.
Should we do the
$90.
giveaway right now?
Yeah, that's going to be our giveaway and you do have to answer the question. The question was, tell us a story about your dad and have you ever made something for him? And
what if it answers half?
that's okay too. Because some of you were like, I never made anything for my dad. I was like, I never sewed anything for my dad.
Well, that answers the question. Right?
Yes. And so you'll get a yard of each of those fabrics, and they're so beautiful. Oh, I did want to talk about update on Autumn Love, and I did want to talk about some shipping stuff again. Oh my God, that fabric's so pretty. Oh, and I will bump that fabric to the top of the, well, 15. Let me do, maybe I'll change the, computer, wake up.
I think there were a lot of comments. Were there really only 53? That doesn't seem right.
Oh, so Patrick was talking about for Father's Day how fathers don't get the kind of love the moms do. And then there was I watched this Instagram reel, and it was this dad laying in bed, and he was dreaming about Father's Day, and it had like breakfast served in bed, and he was surrounded by
Yeah, I'm
by
like,
presents
Father's Day.
and
Father's Day
balloons
is like,
and
the kids are like,
flowers.
Happy Dad's Day, and then you have to cook them dinner.
And then the reality, it took all this stuff away, and then it just showed like socks and underwear and like.
Yeah, I got a pair of socks.
You got.
I got a pair of socks,
I don't
which
think,
I was
I don't
actually.
think I got anything.
That's not true.
What'd I get?
I can't remember, but you definitely got
Nothing.
something.
And I don't think I got breakfast in bed either.
You don't eat breakfast. Okay, so let's go do our. Here we go. Colleen Peace. That's a name that hasn't popped up for a while.
And I actually sent Colleen a note after I read her little blurb, just because it was so sweet and it was just funny in the story. I just love this story too.
So it starts with my dad that was
Congratulations!
always supportive of my interests. So when I was in the 9th grade, he got me a Golden Singer Touch and Sew. It was a beautiful machine.
And
Dot, dot, dot.
Colleen ended up making him a shirt, and she said that.
Yeah,
he
look
wore
at
it-
Michelle. Michelle's like, girl, you get coffee in bed every day.
I know. Oh my goodness. Yes, I do get coffee in bed every day. So congratulations, Miss Colleen. I'm so excited. We'll cut a yard of all of that. That'll be perfect for you. I thought it was a great gift because it was going to be something for a sewist and an embroiderer.
Give them my cell phone number.
And then if you want to get some of the fabric, get some of the fabric too. It's beautiful. And you know, it's really, I want to say it's like, I want to say heavier, but sometimes I'll see a bolt of fabric and it's kind of like, this one is like beefy. So this fabric is a really nice hearty weight to it. Congratulations, Miss Colleen. That is so. I can do it. I can do it. So, but anything else? Oh, I did want to talk to you about two things. Well, we'll talk about this tomorrow. I wanted to talk to you. I hate beating. Is it flogging a dead horse?
Beating a dead horse, flogging a dead horse.
But I got a note from somebody. I got two notes, and one of them said, "Your shipping's outrageous," and I can't even argue that. I was like, I wasn't sure what item it was, but then Lori sent me a note, and we talked about it because like these little pamphlet guys. Look at it. It's nothing, and our site charged $14.58. So I went in and I changed these so you can actually order it for just the code again, but I left the tax on there. And then I'll just send you the code and refund you your shipping. So if you want to get these and you didn't get them because you were like, oh my God, that shipping's outrageous. And then I did send a note to my marketing gal to be like, is there any way we can put in like flat rate shipping on some of this stuff? Because I can put this in just like a mailer for like $2 if you want like this too. But things I want you to be aware of, like, and then like, you know, I had something that was going out to somebody and I sent her a note. I don't always have time to do this. I sent her a note, was like priority or snail mail, cheapest way. And she was like, cheapest. So if I have time, I'll send that, but I don't always have time. So if you're doing an order, and when we put these up from now on, we'll put it up where, like I said, we can just send you the code. I just took a picture, sent the code, and then I put your name on it, throw it in a pile. If we have an order going out later, we'll just pop it in there. If you remind us, we can't remember everyone that's in that pile. But I totally get it with shipping, and I wonder how many of you aren't buying things because shipping has been so outrageous, although shipping has gotten a lot more expensive. But you can always put in there, if it's something like this, just put in there first class shipping, and I'll just throw this in a manila envelope.
So, well, and we were talking about the fact that if we just add did you just say this? If we add the shipping cost, and then
no, because
keep it
then
as
and then
confusing. Like get rid of it as a physical product, it'll charge you tax.
I did put in there like just request first class shipping, and I'll send stuff first class shipping, and then but sometimes there'll be like just like a CD or something like this that I can pop in the mail as well and send it. You know, it'll say $15, but I can send it for more like $6 or $7 if we're doing first class tracked mail. So just know that if you're new to us, and you know, I'll combine stuff. We always look to see what other orders you have, although once in a while we might miss something. We're not perfect. But just put combined shipping, first class shipping, cheapest shipping. We look at your notes and then we'll send it out. So, but we're, you know, always looking at that stuff. And don't be deterred if you see $15. Just know that we will send it. As long as what I have been doing is I've just been going, when people have been getting just this and it says something like $15, I automatically just take a picture of it, send it to you, pop it in the mail, first class, and then that way you have the code right away, and then this gets sent to you so you're not waiting if it takes like 2 weeks to get to you. And then I'm just refunding your shipping. But it does help. It helps me because sometimes I'll look at something and go, oh, maybe they want to make this right away. Maybe they want it priority mail. These are the things I'm thinking about when I'm shipping to you. So if you always just put cheapest shipping, if you're okay with that, then I won't have to have that internal dialogue where I'm conflicted whether I should send it fast or whether I should just send it cheap. So just put that in your notes.
So, Alice, you can send me an email. There's not a whole lot I can do about it, but you can send me an email. Let's see. I think that covers that. Let's get to work.
Yeah. Autumn Love, if you're waiting for your Autumn Love kit, in the listing it did say end of June. I still am waiting for that fabric. It's supposed to be here at the end of June. I sent a note to my rep checking on that status because I haven't seen it shipped yet. And I will let you know. And but that is the quilt that Becky from Power Tools with Thread is doing. And I need more hours in the day because I want to do that so along too, because I'm a newbie with a lot of that stuff and I want to be learning as well.
So Rochelle asks, I want to order from you, but shipping is why I don't. Could we use post office instead of UPS? Yeah, you can request. Although I will say all of our issues around shipping in the last 4 months have been U.S. Postal.
Oh, yeah, Rochelle, just put in their cheapest. And I'll send
we refund
I'll
the
send
difference.
US ground. You can also say hold my orders. Maybe you want to order once a month. And then at the end of the month, let me know and I'll send out your box of fun. We put box of funds together for people and they'll just keep adding. Like some people shop every single day and I just keep putting it in their box of fun until they're ready.
And then you only pay shipping once.
Yeah, and then we'll send out all your stuff all at once. So we try to do a little bit of like personal shopping for you. And if there's ever anything you want that you don't see on our site, you can always ask me. I can always look for it for you and add it to your box of fun and get everything all together. So yeah, please don't be deterred by the shipping. I totally get it. It's a lot, but we do have people that order like every day, every other day, and then we'll sit down and send that all together and refund extra shipping. So.
Speaking of shipping, Lindsay's out of the store until Thursday. So
we're back to being your main
I
shippers.
will do my best to get packages out, but it'll depend upon how busy it is in the store. And I will.
Marlene, yours?
I tried to call you on Saturday. I don't know if you saw the missed call.
Marlene, we were just waiting for your scallop ruler, which I think should arrive today. So your order, along with the rest of the sack ladies, should go out today. Here's a little peek. Here's one of the things that you're going to be making in Hello Pumpkin. So get that ordered too. It's one of the plushies and it comes in 2 different sizes. So you can make get like a little, one of those little egg baskets that are like wire and just do your little plushies and put them in there and it'd be such a great little decoration for the holidays. And there's 2 different plushies that you'll make. There's a jar wrap and then there is a screen thing and I'm hoping that's me.
Oh my God.
So I'm hoping to get that done this week.
Mike told Michelle that we've been slacking because she hasn't gotten a box from us for a while.
Yeah.
That just
What's
means
up with
you
that?
need to shop.
Yeah. Some of you aren't hitting your quota. Get on there. Have a great day. Be creative.